What's my show and send some
Sorry. Is this a bit too slow for this occasion? Do you think it'll be alright? Okay. The speed, do you think that'll be okay for progress?
Graduands and guests, good afternoon and welcome to the Henley Business School. Before we start the ceremony, we have a few short announcements. First, in the unlikely event that we need to evacuate the ceremony marquee, will you please note that there is an exit at the front of the marquee on the right-hand side and on both sides towards the rear of the marquee, as well as at the very back where you entered the marquee. The assembly point is on the lawns between the main building and the river. Marshals will be on hand to direct and assist you. Second, if you wish to take photographs, and you're more than welcome to do so, please remain seated at all times and try not to obstruct the view of those behind you. The aisles should be kept clear at all times. This is a health and safety requirement. Finally, if you're in possession of a mobile phone, please switch it off or make it silent now, and ensure that it remains off or on silent for the duration of the ceremony. Graduands and guests, will you please stand for the procession?
University and the presiding officer of this congregation. Graduands, your degree will be officially and formally conferred on you at this ceremony. Today's graduands have been split into 4 processions, which will come up one group at a time. Each graduand will then be summoned individually by name to the platform by the university orator and stand in front of me at the university maces. Acting under the authority vested in me by the university, I will doff my cap by both these maces, which formally confers your award. You will then, as a graduate of Henley Business School within the University of Reading, descend the platform in this direction to rapturous applause, collect your certificate, and return to your seat. This congregation is steeped in the university's history and tradition, but above all, it is a joyous occasion where we celebrate the achievements of those processing. So let's show our appreciation and pride for each and every one of them.
By the authority of the Council and of the Senate of the University of Reading, this congregation has been summoned for the conferment of degrees. Pro-Vice Chancellor, candidates will now be presented for their degrees. Pro-Vice Chancellor, I present to you these candidates to whom the degree of Master of Business Administration has been awarded.
I admit each of you to the degree of Master of Business Administration of this university.
Gulizar Abderrahman, Ravi Alawaliya, Tariq Ali, Grace Alicia Allen, Anthony Frederick Asir Batan, Derek Simon Ashley, Nadia Nagwa Baker, Scott Leslie Baker, Scott Robert Baker, Aaron Barnes, Ewart Leslie Baxter, Victoria Belovich, Dilmohan Singh Bindra. Nicholas Bly. Sophie Hope Bolland. Martin James Bolton. Natalie Alice Boswell. David Box. Sarah Britton. Oliver James Butler. Jason Phelim Byrne. Jennifer Cantor. Michael Tom Capocci. Adana Linda Chugbo. Ashton Church. Rebecca Clapson. Thomasin Ann Scott McKinnon Clark. Andrew Cleesby. Tanya Connolly. Jonathan William Cook. Catherine Ann Cook. Oliver Cooling. Emma Victoria Craig. James Dorian Cross. Louis Cruikshank. Arindam Datta. Annika Catherine Ann Davis. James Davis. Sarah Davis. Graham Day. Hilal Demirzidson. Jonathan Paul Dodd. Alison Dolan. Alison Maria Drew. Paul Dunakey. Laura Jane Dunphy. George Economides. Pro-Vice-Chancellor, I present to you these candidates to whom the degree of Master of Business Administration has been awarded.
I admit each of you to the degree of Master of Business Administration of this university.
Emma Elkington. Byron Robert Evans. Lindsay Farthing. Michael Joaquim Fernandez. Lewis Field. James Ford. Andrew George Foster. Dominic Fulford. Leanne Emma Gardner. Anne Louise Gorn. Stiliani Giacca. Mark William Guilfoyle. Varinder Gill. David Glover. Ushia Gonzalez Figueroa. Laura Gray. Sian Gray. Jennifer Tracy Griffiths. Agnese Gricmane. Jane Elizabeth Grundy. Simon Thomas Hannigan. Emma Louise Hare. Elizabeth Hart. Lucy Jane Durolf Hawking. Gareth Hawkins. Victoria Hawkins. Jana Klebaskova. Lisa Heidi Churchill Hofen. Michelle Hooley. Christopher Peter Hope. Katie Horswell. Stuart Houston. Graham James Hoy. Haytham Saini. Fan Hu. Anna Ilea. George Eons. Felix Iruthe Anathan. Gareth Jenkins. Kate Demuth Jones. Michael Jones. Wendy Joyce. Hayden Kaya. Alex Carr. Jane Knight. Samuel Conrad. Pro-Vice-Chancellor, I present to you these candidates to whom the degree of Master of Business Administration has been awarded.
I admit each of you to the degree of Master of Business Administration of this university.
Venkatesh Krishnamurthy, Menaka Kulkarni, Adefela Abiola Latilo, Leonidas Lazopoulos, Emma Ruth Lewis, Mark Lewis, Olivia Laurie Kay, Jane Claire Emily Lovett, Chris Lowry, Catherine Ludlow, Sven Mark Lumber, William McPherson, Nicola May, David James Mayo, Janine McGinley, Harriet McIlroy Smith, Connor McMenamin, Eleanor McPhail, Stanislav Merutza, Christopher Stewart Miles, Andrew Martin Miller, Tristram Mills, Deepen Banapai Mistry, Sophie Moglioni, Nicholas George Moore. James Christopher Charles Mountain. Joseph Muscat. Katie Myers. Christopher Michael Neal. Gavin Nelson. Jonathan William Nicholson. Emma Louise Nightingale. Claire Sarah Elizabeth Norton. Matthew Nutt. James Jamal Michael Osborne. Neven Pajovic. Sonia Paston Beddingfield. Anisha Patel. Umesh Patel. Edward Patterson. Jonathan Pert. Ben Michael Barnes Peregrine. Eve Pirima. Matthew James Platt. Christina Jane Porter. James Brendan Quinn. Sudarshan Guru Ratnabelu. Laurent Regulier. Pro-Vice-Chancellor, I present to you these candidates to whom the degree of Master of Business Administration has been awarded.
I admit each of you to the degree of Master of Business Administration of this university.
Alexandra Richardson, Alex Rickett, Jodie Lee Ritchie, Simon John Rogersley, Claire Louise Rolt, Brian Roper, Sarah Salahuddin, Stefano Salustri, Lee Hui Sam, Philip Sanders, Jamie Seeger, Syed Shah, Subhinder Singh Shergill, James Alexander Silito, Amit Kumar Singh, Robert Smith, Victoria Jane Snowden, Manfredi Sorrentino, Roy Austin Spencer, Amelia Staniland, Tammy Lee Stracy, Parthiban Subramanian, Jenny Tang, Kumaran Tirupati, David Thompson, Tom van Overschelde, Adam Paul Wallwork, Wahid Warden, Alison Sarah Wesley, Simone Malinda Whitfield, Verity Jane Victoria Wilkinson, Adam James Williams, Stuart Wills. Beth Bohm Wilson. And David Richard Wood. Pro Vice-Chancellor, I present to you this candidate to whom the degree of Master of Science has been awarded.
I admit you to the degree of Master of Science of this university.
Management for Future Leaders, Deborah Michelle Sewell. Pro Vice-Chancellor, I present to you this candidate to whom the postgraduate diploma is to be awarded.
I award to you the postgraduate diploma of this university.
In Management, Miriam Liu. Pro Vice-Chancellor, it has been agreed that the remaining candidates be admitted in absence.
I admit each of these candidates to the relevant qualification of this university. It's now my pleasure to introduce the Dean of the Henley Business School, Professor Elena Valeska-Spasova, to address the congregation. So, Elena, over to you.
Thank you, Pro Vice-Chancellor. Good afternoon, everyone. It's such a lovely day, and so honored and happy to be with so many smiling and happy faces here with you today. For the graduates, if you reflect back on your starter workshop, we promised that soon enough there will be a glorious sunny day, and there will be a white marquee on our wonderful grounds, and you will be wearing the green gowns and hat, and we will be celebrating together your success. On behalf of everyone at Henley and University of Reading, congratulations. Welcome to all of you, graduates and guests, and thank you for joining us today here at Greenlands on this very special occasion. We are pleased to welcome you to our beautiful historic campus, particularly those of you who have never been here and have traveled from far away to join us. For those of you who may not be aware, this campus has a long and illustrious past. The business school was founded here on the banks of the River Thames back in 1945, which makes it one of the oldest business schools in the UK and Europe. Known then as the Staff Administrative College, it brought together leaders and professionals, representatives from government, public sector, industry and businesses, to develop their management skills and prepare them for their important roles in rebuilding our country, economy and society after the World War II. They were soon joined by delegates from across the Commonwealth countries and then beyond from around the world. Recognizing the need for professional and leadership development, Henley not only opened its doors early on to international delegates, but led the way in sharing its knowledge and expertise with the world through distance learning, paving the way in that area as well, and then soon enough after that, opening its first international campuses. In the subsequent years, Henley has prospered and expanded. Today, we are a large business school. We are home to over 10,000 students, learners, and delegates from around the world. And we are home to a world-class faculty and staff with a wealth of disciplinary backgrounds and experience. With campuses, offices, and partnerships from around the world, our scope is truly international. Our triple accreditation and world-class rankings and reputation puts us in a top 1% of the business schools in the world. This is your business school. But more important than our size and accolades is our passion for and our commitment to education and scholarship with real business and societal impact. As part of that ongoing commitment, Henley's World of Work Institute was launched to answer some of the big questions relating to the future of work and establish us as the go-to business school for understanding developments in the working world, creating and co-creating solutions to help individuals and organizations and their communities is facing these challenges and opportunities. Having been active in Johannesburg in South Africa for over 30 years now, we now open our doors in Cape Town, bringing the rich knowledge and expertise across our international network. Henley continues to support and help South Africa skills development and bridging the education gap now from the capitals for the country's innovation capital. And our apprenticeship offering continues to thrive, which is a testament to our ongoing commitment to leveling up agenda, to fostering productivity, and boosting our country's competitiveness. Over the last 7 years, Henley welcomed nearly 3,000 new apprentices from over 200 employers. One of those apprentices, John Dodd, Director of Maritime Safety Services at Inmarsat, was named the Chartered Management Institute Outstanding Apprentice of the Year. Henley Apprenticeship Tutor Eileen Ivey won the Lloyds Banking Group Award for Training Provider Coach of the Year. Awards like these not only reflect the hard work and dedication of our academic staff, but also the high caliber of our learners and students. We also recently had a successful first inspection by Ofsted, which further validates the quality of our provision. We are very proud of everything we do here at Henley, but we are most proud of you, our graduates. Graduation is a culmination and celebration of your achievements and commitment to learning at the highest level. And we will no doubt have asked a great deal of you. Thousands and thousands of words of assignments, exams, workshops, some resubmissions, and hours away from your loved ones. Today marks the start of a new chapter for you. It takes aptitude and determination to get where you are. So you should all feel extremely proud. So what are your next steps with Henley? By graduating today, you're now Henley alumni, and as such, you're part of a global community of over 91,000 talented people around the world, which gives you access to resources, advice, business opportunities, recommendations, and social connections. If you travel for business or pleasure, reach out in those international locations, look up your alumni fellows, and get in touch. I'm sure they will love to have a cup of tea or a glass of wine and exchange your memories about Henley, and more importantly, put you in touch with their local networks. Henley is renowned for having one of the best networks in the world. The connection is lifelong and the network is global. So please do get involved and make the most of it. We are passionate about lifelong learning, and we hope that you will continue your personal and professional development and you will continue to engage with us. We also hope that you will be able to give back in some way, perhaps by completing a survey ranking that comes out your way, that helps us to tell the world all the great work we are doing here. Apologies for the plug, but we will really appreciate it. So now is the time to look to the future, a future that will likely appear very different to each one of you. Your plans, your goals, ambitions will vary, and your measurement of success will too. Our aim at Henley is to provide a transformational experience for each of our learners. A long time ago, a very wise man, the Greek philosopher Aristotle, said, "Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all." We hope that we equip not only your minds with knowledge, but also your hearts with passion and values to deliver impact and make business a force for good. We hope that we have opened your eyes to the opportunities, but also the responsibilities of the working world in today's changing environment. As your career and life develop in whatever place, industry, or style you choose, we also hope that you give the benefit of your experience at Henley to others. You're our ambassadors and our advocates, and I encourage you to give back to those around you, but particularly the young generations. To quote one of the greatest men of our modern history, the late Nelson Mandela, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. We count on you. As you cross the ramp today, leaving the campus, we hope it's not goodbye and farewell, but see you soon, that you stay in touch with us. You tell us what you're up to, about your successes, about your challenges, share them so we can share them with the world. All it's left for me to say at the end of this event, enjoy the celebrations today with your family, friends, and your colleagues. We're incredibly proud of you, and it gives me great pleasure once again to offer our warmest congratulations on behalf of all of us here at Henley and the University of Reading. Congratulations.
Thanks, Elena. Just one more speech to go. I'll try and keep it short. On behalf of the university, let me begin by offering my warmest congratulations to each and every one of you graduating today. This is a big deal. You have achieved something special, and you owe yourselves a moment, or perhaps more than a moment, of proper celebration. So well done to all of you. Now, usually when I address degree congregations of this university over at our other campus at London Road in Reading, I find myself looking out over a sea of fresh-faced graduates about to commence on a variety of career paths into the big bad world. And also, it must be said, their slightly less fresh-faced parents, beaming with pride and also sometimes relief. But much as I love those occasions, and they really are a highlight of the academic year for me, the graduations here at Greenlands are in many ways even more special. This ceremony today, among many other things, serves as a reminder that higher education is not just something which happens to us in our youth to prepare us for our future careers. It is something which we can engage in throughout our lives to enhance and enrich our professional selves, and perhaps helping us to remain youthful into the bargain, at least in terms of our outlook and our imagination. As we gather here today in our finest robes to mark the occasion of your graduation, let's reflect for a minute on what it is that we're really celebrating. What words, what message do I have to impart at this moment? Well, I'm certainly not going to attempt to offer any sage words of advice about the next steps in your careers. I don't think you need that, least of all from me. What I propose to offer you instead is a heartfelt and carefully considered 3 cheers. We'll get to the actual cheering in a minute, at which point, by the way, audience participation is strongly encouraged. Cheer number 1 is to mark the successful completion of your programmes of study. Completion of a University of Reading or Henley Business School degree is a significant achievement under any circumstances. It's a marker of your intellectual ability, your organisational capabilities, and of your commitment and determination. But if this is true for our full-time campus-based students, which it is, I think it's even more so for those completing their studies alongside other urgent and competing demands, whether these be the professional demands of a full-time job or the personal demands of a full-on family life, or even both at the same time. This makes your achievement, I think, all the more special. I definitely think it deserves a cheer. So, all together now, hip hip! Okay, that's 1 cheer. What about the second? I offer my second cheer not for what you've achieved so much, but more simply just for you, yourselves. I can only imagine what you have sacrificed to make it here today. But today is not a day for sacrifice. Today is a day for celebration. It's a day for being proud of who you are and of what you are capable of. I can see that some of you have come here with children, for whom you will, of course, have your own hopes and aspirations. Just as we all want to see our own children, our own friends, and our own loved ones take pride in their own accomplishments, today is your chance to role model that behaviour and to take the time to really appreciate and to congratulate yourselves. So this time I think we have grounds for adding a second cheer. Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! So what about the third cheer? Well, my third cheer is not so much an expression of congratulations as one of gratitude. I want to thank you. I want to thank you all for what you have contributed to the life of our diverse and ever-changing community here at the university, and in particular at the business school. I'm talking here partly about cultural diversity, which is, of course, is one of the vital ingredients of creativity and which underpins the innovative intellectual climate of all great universities. But I'm also talking about something else, which is the sheer breadth of personal and professional experience that you have brought to bear on our academic community. Some people think universities are places where young people get taught stuff by experts that they may or may not later go on to apply in the real world. But those of us in this room, or in this tent, I think understand that they are much, much more than that. They are places where students from all backgrounds can bring their extensive knowledge and life experiences into the classroom. And in doing so, they, or you, hugely enrich the quality of the education that happens there. You also contribute enormously to the knowledge of those of us, the so-called experts, who are in theory doing the teaching, but in practice are learning just as much as we teach. So then, it is with my deepest thanks, as well as my heartfelt congratulations, that I'm going to invite you all to see if we can muster the full complement of cheers this time. So, hip hip, hooray! Hip hip, hooray! Hip hip, hooray! And on that note, I think I shall draw the degree graduation ceremony to a close. Thank you all very much. The champagne awaits. So formally then, I would invite you to please rise as I declare the degree congregation closed.